Good morning. Are you ready for some shenanigans? I know I am. So probably some of you are wondering, why are you wearing that safety vest? What's wrong with you? What's going on with you over there acting goofy in that safety vest? Well, I gotta tell you guys something. There's a lot of humorless people on the internet that don't get my jokes. My obviously amazing jokes, by the way. I would go so far as to say the best jokes on the internet. Yeah. But when they don't get my jokes, they get real confused and they say, I'm going to beat you up on Fuel Island, boy. I see you on Fuel Island and I'm going to beat you up. And what they don't know is this particular vest adds +5 defense and +2 evasion to my base stats. You sure you want to find me on Fuel Island with that kind of legendary gear, son? I don't think you do. Hey, if you like that joke, just push the like button for me. We get like 2,000 people in here per video these days. Can we get half of you? Is that asking too much? Can 1,000 of you push the like button for me? Really helps this old boy out. All right, I'm playing with the safety vest instead of paying attention to the video. Sorry, I'll put that away, but it's legendary, right? That's legendary gear. That's epic. Would it be purples? I'm not sure. Is that my purple vest? You get the point. It's yellow or orange, depending on who you ask. But you get the point. Anyways, oh God, what do we want to talk about today? We have been busting balls lately because I quite enjoy it. I think it's a damn fun time. And I want to talk today about the next coming civil war. Truckers. The truckers are going to war against America if they don't get their way. Oh boy. Oh, that should be interesting. You hear it all the time, and don't worry, we'll get through it. We'll talk about it. But for those of you new to the channel, wondering who I am and why I feel like I have authority to speak on trucking, well, it just so happens the way I got my CDL fits in with the theme of this video, because what you need to know is I got my CDL from George Washington himself when I drove my truck across the fucking Delaware, moving war supplies. So if you ever wonder how long I've been trucking, longer than trucks have even been invented. So definitely longer than you. So anyways, real honest answer. We've been getting some new viewers in here, so I feel the need to introduce myself a little bit, because this young face I got, I just look like a strapping young man. I know, I get it. So yes, real quick intro. I've been driving for about 10 years. I've done everything you can possibly do in trucking. Way better than you. But no, about 10 years driving a truck, company driver, owner, operator, lease operator, you name it. So I have a little bit of authority to speak on the trucking industry. They told me years ago, guys. They told me years ago, you are a rookie until you've made it to 10 years. Well, now you don't get to call me a rookie no more. How about it? How about that? So today, guys, let's talk about another epic tantrum from truckers that you hear very, very often. And I got this comment in the last video. I'm surprised I only got it once, but it comes up pretty frequently. Truckers like to throw tantrums and like to get really mad when things don't go exactly the way that they planned. And I'm not immune from that. I have thrown a number of epic tantrums as a truck driver in my day, and I will absolutely do it again. I don't like how this light's coming through here. Maybe I could change this angle a little bit. Hey, that's better. So yes, I'll probably throw some tantrums myself. When I say truckers throw tantrums, I am not excluding myself at all. I am part of that problem. But last time we were talking about, of course, everybody's up in arms that the damn government wants to speed limit all trucks, govern all trucks at 68 miles per hour or less. And I forgot to leave the or less part out, which was a big point I wanted to make in the video. Because it turns out all the speeds under 68 still exist. And that's a big part we're leaving out of the discussion when we have that discussion. But I got this comment only one time, and I'm surprised I didn't get it a lot more. But you guys, if you're truckers, you have heard it before also. And that comment was, you know, truckers could stop this entire world if they wanted to. Everybody just stop driving their trucks and we bring this damn economy to its knees. Well, how fucking patriotic. Wow. Good for you. You have the ability to bring down the entire country and bring it to its knees. because you're not getting whatever thing it is. But another thing that truckers refuse to do is unionize. Absolutely refuse. Unions are bad, but we should all band together with a common goal and things we want accomplished, and we should threaten to not work until we meet those things. But we don't want unions, goddamn. We want a thing that I know on the surface it sounds like a union, but we all want to be able to yell and scream and shout over each other instead of have a unified message. It's better that way. It's a whole lot less sloppy, I guess. Isn't it so weird how truckers want to all band together and work towards a common goal? Then you say the word union and they go, fucking unions are trash, dude. Unions are fucking trash. You're speaking about a union. That's what you're talking about. So anyways, always with we could bring this damn country to its knees. If we wanted to, we could just stop this country. And I mean, that point does have some merit. If the every truck driver in the country just decided to park their truck, then yes, the economy would suffer greatly, people would suffer greatly, and none of this sounds like a good fucking idea, if I'm being honest with you guys. I hear it all the time. I think if you are to do that, obviously, I'm apparently a pro-union guy. Who knew that was coming? You know, who knew that was coming? But that would be the best way to do it, is to organize under a union some way or another, and then under that union we all start putting out the message, what it is that we want. We can pick and choose the things that we actually want that would improve our lives, and maybe one day I'll do a video on if I were in charge of a trucker union, what I would want. And then we can all come together and maybe we'll form a trucker union. Who knows? Who knows? If I'm gonna head something like that, I gotta be in a much better financially secure position. If I'm gonna start leading a fucking trucker union, I'm gonna be the first one to get fired. I'm gonna be the first one blacklisted from this industry. So we got to get views on these videos, guys, if you want me to be your fearless leader in a trucker union. But you definitely want to do it under union leadership. What you don't want is an unorganized group of vigilantes, basically, that are shouting about what they want, and then they bring the country to a halt because they're not getting those things done. It's a very unorganized way to do it. And I would even argue that if all the truckers not under union representation, rather, all decided they were just going to stop their trucks to bring the United States economy to its knees until we get what we want, first thing I would say is it probably wouldn't take long for every trucker that stopped their truck like that and halted the United States economy, stopped the United States supply chain. I bet within minutes every one of you would be on an FBI list and labeled as a terrorist organization. You just stopped the United States supply chain. Bold move. I mean, I give you credit for it, but since you did it in an unorganized fashion, not under the leadership of a union, you're just a domestic terrorist at that point. You're causing harm to the economy, which is a big fucking no-no, according to the government. Do not fuck with this economy. But you're also causing harm to the citizens, and the government hates when you do their work for them. That really pisses them off. You can only cause harm to the citizens as a government contractor. You can't be just vigilante harming the citizens. They hate when you do their dirty work for them. It's a real big deal. So I think almost immediately you would be classified as a member of a terrorist organization that just tried to destroy the United States economy. You would be looking at, this is just a theory, and maybe I'm crazy, but you're doing it in an unorganized fashion. You're not under, like I keep saying, union leadership. You're just doing it to fucking do it, and that's nuts. So I think that gets you in a whole lot of hot water. You do not fuck with the United States economy. You just don't. It's a big deal. Organize, guys. I'm telling you, fucking organize. If you want things to finally happen, stop shouting about how unions are bad, but you want a thing that is very, very similar to a union, but you want it to be chaotic. A chaotic union. I don't fucking understand it. But it wouldn't have the effect that a lot of people think it would. Yes, for a few minutes, few days tops, it would be disruptive. But you have got everything in the world working against you. For one, I don't know the numbers, and people tell me that there's more owner-operators out there than there are company drivers, and I understand maybe where that's coming from, but I would be inclined to believe that there are way more company drivers out here than there are owner-operators. And you could even put owner-operators that are running under other companies' authorities under that umbrella of company driver. In a sense, they're not a company driver, they own their truck, but they're running under somebody else's numbers. And now what do you have left for independent owner-operators with their own numbers? Not enough. Not enough to change the world, is my opinion. Not enough to change the world. Companies are very heavily invested in keeping their trucks moving to keep the bottom line, you know, producing money. I'm sure I said that wrong. Absolutely said it wrong. I wanted to sound fancy. I wanted to sound like it was smart and use a word like bottom line, and then I didn't know what the fuck to do with it after that. So I kind of fumbled that one, didn't I? That's what I get. That's what I get. Dunning-Kruger effect at work, ladies and gentlemen, right now, as you can tell. Anyways, companies are heavily invested in their trucks continuing to move. So anybody that's a company driver that joins this nationwide protest to shut down the economy, would probably be replaced. For one, the trucking companies already would know it's coming, right? We'd be all over social media talking about it, and they would start filling up their orientations and putting guys in motel rooms, ready to deploy them at a moment's notice when you decide, I ain't driving this truck till I get my way. Well, your way is gonna be the highway in just a few minutes. We've got a guy on the way. Get your shit out of our truck and get going. So trucking companies are going to have people ready to go. Let's say they don't. Let's say they don't, and they completely failed. They didn't prepare. They didn't take your threats seriously, and they are completely unprepared to deal with what just happened, right? United States government is going to step in. I would say immediately. Activate the National Guard, put them in those trucks, get those truck drivers out of there and arrest them because they're part of a terrorist organization, and let's get these trucks rolling. United States government, I think, would step in quickly. Do people in the National Guard know how to drive a truck? I bet a lot of them do. Do people in the military know how to drive trucks? I bet a lot of them do. That's a job in the military, is driving a truck. So I think they would deploy those people out to trucks immediately if the trucking companies weren't prepared, and say, hey, let's get this truck moving down the road. And then government grants flying off the shelf. You want to be a trucker? We've got trucking jobs for you right now. Workforce Investment Act in full force. Everybody gets CDLs. They'll be like Oprah handing out fucking CDLs. You get a CDL, you get a CDL, you get a CDL. And they're going to put you through an expedited class that has people through school, got a CDL in less than a week, and they're ready to get out in a truck and go to work. Now, does this sound safe? Not entirely, but there's sort of pros and cons to that. Us, as veteran truckers, are probably a little more complacent in our jobs. Probably sometimes more than we should be, right? You put a brand new guy that just less than a week ago, he didn't even think about driving a truck, put him in a truck and tell him drive down the interstate. He's going to be, oh boy, that guy's going to be freaking the fuck out. Truck stops would be hilarious. Everybody out there trying to help each other back in, and everybody's had their CDL for 3 days. Oh, fucking awesome. I would go to the truck stops just to watch that shit. I'd get some good video out of it. I would be the new bonehead truckers. That's all I would do, is record these dipshits running into each other, and it would be fun. But I would argue that brand new CDL holders are going to be a lot more careful than a lot of us drivers out here. So, like, there may be some safety issues, but I bet we see a nationwide, hey, interstates for the time being will not be used for personal use whatsoever. It is military and it is commercial. You are not allowed a car on the interstate. Clear the interstates, because there's some new motherfuckers out there that are running down the damn roads. And all this stuff would happen very rapidly. Very quickly. I mean, we're talking, like I said, less than a week. Stopgap in place. National Guard's out there driving trucks. Military's out there driving trucks. I know it sounds crazy, and maybe it is crazy. I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as we go. I am. But less than a week, you've got brand new CDL holders in trucks, and you're talking about guys making 20, 30, 40,000 a year, 40,000 on the top end, working in warehouses somewhere, or landscaping, or, you know, fast food, what have you. And now they're here, and you step in that truck, you're going to make at least 60 grand, 70 grand, 80 grand. There's 6-figure potential in this. This is the way this shit works, guys. There are going to be people lined up to take your fucking job and get in a truck and do it. Government's going to be ready. They're going to be ready. These trucking companies are going to be ready, you know? So it doesn't work. And that's a lot of the problem. That's why a lot of, like, truckers just straight up don't like me. I think beyond just saying the fucking thing, right? I could say all kinds of things. Yes, I could jump on the bandwagon and say truckers could bring this country to its knees in minutes. Then what? Why don't we ever think beyond the bullshit that we say, right? And think about what the actual effects of us doing that would be. And it would be a completely different scenario than what a lot of truckers are thinking. What are a lot of truckers thinking? What is it that they want? It's hard to say sometimes. Huge discussion about rates. And actually, the reason I'm kind of avoiding this and not jumping into that conversation is because at the beginning of this video, I said maybe I'll do a video sometime on if let's say hypothetically I was in charge, and truckers unions do exist. It's just someone somewhere is dropping the ball, because there's ways to unionize, and we're obviously not taking advantage of that, and we should be. But I do want to do a video. If I were the person in charge of a truckers union, what things would I be fighting for? And I'm actually going to sit down and write a list for a video like that. And it'll be a fun video, because then you guys could come into the comments and say, well, this is what I like about what you said, this is what I don't like, this is what I would want to do. And goddamn, maybe that's the first steps in actually getting organized, instead of throwing fucking tantrums, because we can't keep doing that. That's not how you change things. And I've seen it, guys. In 10 fucking years of being a truck driver, I have seen all the attempts to strike, all the attempts to protest, and they always come out just as like the dumbest, worst thought out fucking plan that you could ever fucking imagine. I remember a few years ago going off on this channel, not the old channel rather, but on YouTube, about this stupid shit. I mean, they played this the dumbest fucking way that they possibly could have. Sorry. I got distracted by a note. By a note from dispatch. Sorry about that. Anyways. Crap. I forgot what I was saying. I should probably edit that out. What I was trying to say was the black smoke matters. What a dumb PR decision that was. That was right around the Black Lives Matter thing. The whole country was wrapped up in Black Lives Matter, and this side was fighting that side, and it was just absolute insanity. And then a bunch of fucking hillbillies want to name their trucking movement Black Smoke Matters. Literally the dumbest fucking decision they ever could have made. Stupid. Worst thing ever you could have tried to play off of. And then try to equate the fucking two. Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Don't do that shit again. Nobody was impressed. Except the few fucking inbred hicks that thought it was the most clever thing they've ever fucking heard. I'm gonna get killed one day. As a matter of fact, I might do a video on this too. I had a dream that a bunch of angry truckers murdered me because I was trying to organize. Seriously. I'm gonna get killed now by Black Smoke Matters because how stupid their idea was. And dumb people love killing. They don't know what else to do, so killing is a staple of dumb people. So it was a dumb fuck idea, just the stupidest thing that I have ever seen. And then their brilliant plan was, we're just gonna slow roll through like Indianapolis or something, and we're gonna block all lanes of traffic until people finally see our point. You dummies. You fucking absolute dummies. That's what you're gonna do? You're just gonna roll through the streets and stop all the traffic until people finally see your point? Not only do they not see your point, they're going to refuse to see your point from now on. You just fucked up people's days because you're... Fucking Christ, dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're calling your movement Black Smoke Matters right in the middle of the Black Lives Matter thing. It's fucking crazy. And then you go and you slow down all of traffic. The dumbest protest in the history of trucking protests. But I've seen it all. On and on with we're gonna protest this day, we're gonna protest that way. 3 people show up, it fizzles out. The fucking DC protests were stupid. We're not getting vaccinated. Goddamn it! You know what? I never got vaccinated. It never came up. It's not even because I'm against it. I didn't care either way. Never got it. Never fucking came up. Nobody ever said you have to be vaccinated. Not once. Not fucking once. If somebody would have said you have to or you don't have a job anymore, I just would have got vaccinated and shut the fuck up and hoped it was the poison everybody was trying to convince everyone else that it was. But never in my life did it come up. Hey, you have to be vaccinated to do this. Never got it. Never fucking got it. But instead, we're going to roll around DC in 3 trucks acting like fucking menaces. Because, come on, guys. The point is... I'll wrap this up, but the point is, if we're going to protest, if we're going to strike, if we're going to have actual movements as truck drivers, first point, time's running out. That is one of the huge driving factors behind people wanting automation. Oh, here goes crazy Josh again, acting like automation will happen. It will. Don't worry, it will happen. So you've only got a small window. It's time's ticking, all right? And 2, you got to do better than that. You got to do better. When you're up against the federal government and these mega trucking companies and public opinion, you have got to do this in a much more organized way. You've got to be very clear and concise in what you want, and lashing out in anger and throwing temper tantrums and inconveniencing the general population is not the fucking way to do these things. This is madness, and we probably should not go to war against the American public because we're mad about stuff having to do with trucking. They don't get it. They don't live the life we do. We have leaders in this country. Take your argument to them and find ways to organize and get the things that you want. Will we get them? Probably fucking not. We ain't gonna get a goddamn thing. They're gonna tell us, shut up, stupid trucker, drive your fucking truck, and nothing is ever going to change. I may be wrong about that. I may just be old and angry and don't believe anything good ever happens anymore, but we're certainly not going to get it in the ways that we're attempting to get it right now. Okay? All right, bye.